Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into a story that honestly feels like it was ripped straight out of a Hollywood movie script. But, crazy enough, the data and the sources tell us this is very, very real. We're talking about Cristiano Ronaldo. The man is literally redefining what is biologically possible in professional sports. At 41 years old, he just led Al Nassr to a Saudi Pro League title, racking up 30 goals in 37 appearances. Most players his age are comfortably sitting in a commentary box or managing from the sidelines, but Ronaldo? He's plotting something that has never, ever been done in the history of international football. Okay, let's dive into this because the stakes of this unprecedented sporting ambition are absolutely jaw-dropping. We're looking at the very real possibility of Cristiano Ronaldo lacing up his boots for the 2030 World Cup at the age of 45. And he wouldn't just be there for show, like a ceremonial mascot. No, he is aiming to be right there on the pitch, competing at the absolute highest level. But here's the real kicker. He might actually be sharing that exact same pitch with his own son, Cristiano Jr. It's an ambition that challenges literally everything we know about athletic longevity and how generations overlap in elite sports. So to understand how this is even physically possible, we've got to look at the extreme lengths Ronaldo goes to every single day. Section 1. Defying Father Time, the science of a 41-year-old machine. It's so easy to just look at Ronaldo and assume, oh, he's just genetically gifted, a total freak of nature. But our sources reveal that his current dominance is actually the result of extreme biological management and just unbreakable discipline. He is basically treating his body like a high-performance Formula One car. There are 3 core pillars of his daily recovery routine that make this physical longevity possible. It's not magic, right? It's an extraordinary combination of science, sacrifice, and a routine that he has maintained for decades. The foundation of his physical preservation relies on fragmented polyphasic sleep, intense cryotherapy, and a hyper-strict fuel regime. Let's break down exactly what those entail. First up is his liquid nitrogen home chamber. Since his Real Madrid days back in 2013, Ronaldo has utilized a highly advanced cryotherapy chamber, and it's a setup he's kept going even after his move to Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. So after a grueling match or a really heavy training session, he literally steps into this artificial ice box where temperatures plummet to anywhere between -110 and -130 degrees Celsius. He stays in there for about 3 minutes. This extreme freezing environment uses liquid nitrogen to instantly reduce muscle inflammation, speed up his recovery, and drastically cut down fatigue. It is literally science turned into an elite survival mechanism. Then there's his approach to sleep. You can completely forget the traditional 7 to 8 straight hours a night. Ronaldo actually works with renowned sleep coach Nick Littlehales to implement a polyphasic sleep system. He breaks his rest down into 90-minute cycles, taking 5 to 6 of these short naps across the entire day and night. This fragmented approach makes sure his body is just in a constant, optimized state of reset and recovery. And there is a strict, completely non-negotiable rule attached to this. Absolutely no screens in bed. Phones, TVs, laptops, they are entirely banned the second he lies down. And obviously, you can't have this level of output without the right fuel. Notice I say fuel, not food, because that is exactly how Ronaldo treats it. His diet is made up of 6 small meals a day, heavily focused on fresh fish. We're talking swordfish, sea bass, cod, paired with salads and lean protein. He strictly avoids sugar, processed foods, and artificial drinks. You probably remember him famously shoving those Coca-Cola bottles out of the frame during a Euro press conference. His former Manchester United teammate Patrice Evra once joked that if Ronaldo invites you over for lunch, expect nothing but boiled chicken, salad, and water. He pairs this incredibly strict diet with aquatic workouts in an underwater gin to take the pressure off his joints, plus inversion therapy, where he hangs upside down. That actually improves blood circulation and relieves spinal compression. And this brilliantly illustrates the psychological component of his longevity. Portugal's head coach Roberto Martinez points out that beyond the diet and the ice baths, it's his elite mental framework that really drives him. Sports psychologists call it an iron mindset. Before every single match, he reportedly looks in the mirror and reinforces his belief, telling himself, I am the best. It's not arrogance, It's a mental code built specifically to resist doubt and transform extreme pressure into motivation. Section 2. The Rise of CR7 Jr., following in legendary footsteps. Now as Ronaldo preserves his own career, a whole new chapter is simultaneously being written. This 15-year-old prodigy has basically spent his entire life in the world's most prestigious academies: Real Madrid, Juventus, Manchester United, and now Al Nassr. reports indicate that Al Nassr is seriously considering promoting the teenager to the senior squad as early as next season, just to assess if he's ready for professional football. And look, the hype surrounding Cristiano Jr. isn't just because he has a famous name. It's backed by some seriously staggering numbers. Playing for Juventus's under-9 side, he netted 58 goals in just 23 matches. Now, over in the Gulf state, playing for Al Nassr's under-15s, he's maintained that ridiculous pace, with 56 goals in 27 games. It is abundantly clear that this teenager has completely inherited his father's relentless eye for the back of the net.
Now, what's really interesting about this is the number 31. Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. is currently just 31 goals shy of hitting a monumental 1,000 career goals. Think about that for a second. If Al Nassr does fast-track his son into the first team, we're looking at the incredible, almost cinematic possibility of Cristiano Jr. actually providing the assist for his father's 1,000th professional goal. It would be an absolute fairy tale milestone in a career that's already legendary.
Section 3. The National Team Dilemma. 5 nations, 1 prodigy.
Because Cristiano Jr. has followed his father's globetrotting career, his international eligibility has become this highly strategic, incredibly complex puzzle for global soccer federations. Naturally, Portugal is the most logical path because of his father's direct lineage, and he's already represented Portugal at the under-15 level. But he also holds U.S. citizenship because he was actually born in La Mesa, California back in 2010. Furthermore, under Spanish law, the years he spent living there during his dad's Real Madrid stint make him eligible for Spain. The exact same goes for his residency in England during the Manchester United return. And finally, through his paternal grandmother, he is even entitled to represent the African nation of Cape Verde.
The sporting implications of this choice are massive, particularly when you look at the United States option. As our sources highlight, if Cristiano Jr. were to opt for the U.S. national team, it would serve as a major sporting and media coup for the Americans. Impartially speaking, this is something the Mexican national team is keeping a very, very close eye on. Securing an American-born CR7 Jr. would directly strengthen one of Mexico's biggest CONCACAF rivals, completely shifting the competitive balance in that region for the next decade and beyond.
Section 4. A father-son fairy tale, the ultimate collision course for 2030.
While the national team decision kind of looms in the distance, the domestic and international tracks are converging into one historic payoff. All these narrative threads, Ronaldo's superhuman longevity and his son's rapid rise, they're pointing directly toward a singular monumental event. Just listen to this quote from Portugal's current head coach, Roberto Martinez. "No one should doubt Ronaldo's possibility of participating in the 2030 World Cup." This isn't just crazy fan speculation anymore. The man literally in charge of selecting the national team believes that a 45-year-old Ronaldo competing on the world's biggest stage is not only a realistic expectation, but something he has genuinely earned the trust to achieve, driven by what Martinez calls an endless hunger to improve every single day.
So the crucial point is how perfectly the stars are aligning for this. The 2030 World Cup will be co-hosted by Portugal, which means Ronaldo could potentially end his career right there on home soil. He'll be 45 years old, and Cristiano Jr. will be a 19-year-old rising star. Former Manchester United teammate Eric Jemba recently endorsed this vision, stating he genuinely believes Ronaldo can play until he's 45 because of this absolute obsession with improvement he's had since he was 17. Jemba noted that seeing the two of them on the pitch together, perhaps first for Al Nassr and eventually for Portugal, would just be the ultimate, beautiful ending to his career.
Which leaves us with one final thrilling question. Are we about to witness the greatest generational crossover in sports history? I mean, we've seen father-son duos before, like Henrik and Jordan Larsson or Rivaldo and Rivaldinho, but to see a 5-time Ballon d'Or winner actually defy biology at 45 to share a World Cup pitch with his teenage son, that would be completely unparalleled. It's an incredible testament to extreme discipline, science, and a family legacy that simply refuses to quit. Thank you for joining this explainer, and definitely keep watching The Pitch, because history is being written right in front of us.